The Land Before Time 12, The Great Day of the Flyers, is a decent Land Before Time film. This is, of course, the 12th feature film. It's directed by Charles Grosvenor, written by John Loy. It was released in 2006 with a voice cast including Nick Price, Anndi McAfee, Aria Curzon, Jeff Bennett, Rob Paulsen, Tress McNeille, Nika Futterman, and various others. And this one definitely has a lot to offer. There are a few different aspects, all focusing on family and individuality, being together but doing things your own way. All really great messages. It's the day of the Flyers, which is when Petrie and the others are going flying. But Petrie is really nervous. He can't fly like the others, so he has to learn to find a way that works for him and to believe in himself as well. Meanwhile, Cera has a new sister, this new hatchling called Tricia, and I think Tricia is a brilliant name for a Triceratops, and she is so adorable and so tiny and so pink, and I really, really love her. But understandably, Cera is feeling brushed aside, and her father did have some pretty tactless things to say. Granted, most of these things he said without realising Cera was right behind him, so she wasn't meant to hear these things. So there is a very strong message there that if you're in that situation, be careful what you say. But also, some of the things he said, I just don't even think he should be thinking, because it did feel like he'd just forgotten about Cera. So I didn't love her father in this, but to be fair, her father's not the most likeable character anyway, so why am I surprised? But Cera has to learn to be around her new sister, and I don't think they handled her father's lesson as well as they could have done. There is a moment, and I won't spoil what happens, but there is a moment where her father gets to acknowledge Cera, but I feel like the message could have been much clearer, and I don't necessarily think younger viewers will pick up on the fact that Cera's father is behaving not very kindly in the moment. So I think they could have done a bigger job at teaching him a lesson. It wasn't just for Cera to learn, but nevertheless, they at least handled it in some way. Could have been a lot better. We also have a new character called Guido. He's a microraptor, and basically he doesn't know where he comes from, he doesn't have any family, and it's all about celebrating the fact that he's one of a kind rather than looking at him as being somebody without a family. So we have some really great messages here, generally well told. Cera's father could have learned some more prominent lessons, but we still have a lot to offer here. Everything flowed really well, everything connected together really nicely. The characters are well written, of course. They're adorable. Tricia in particular is adorable. The animation is really satisfying. I really like the design of Guido as well. I think he looks really great. We have some good music. The song, not as powerful as they are in earlier films, but I have found that with recent Land Before Times, the songs almost feel like an afterthought. Whereas in the earlier films, they feel like something, and this is just my perspective, they feel like something they put a lot of time and effort into. Whereas at this point, it just feels like they have to put songs in because that's the way they've done them, and they don't want to disappoint viewers by not having any musical numbers. But again, that's purely my perspective. It's a decent film, some really great messages, generally very well handled, beautiful animation, great voice acting. The Land Before Time 12, The Great Day of the Flyers, is definitely a decent film.